Kia ora koutou katoa. Welcome to my YouTube channel and or my Facebook page if you've come across this video on Facebook. So this reading is for the sign of Libra today. So yes, I'm up to you, Libra. So there's a lot of things going on at the moment, like in the ear. Okay, I'm not feeling so much airy-fairy as there's a little bit of that, but it's more, there's a lot that's up in the ear that I'm sensing for use this month, this week actually, and probably going through this month. So there would have been maybe that feeling, you know, with a whole lot of emotions and things coming up to do with relationships, old relationships, new relationships, you know, possible relationships that are moving into, whether it's a romantic relationship or a partnership in some way, like or form like, okay. A partnership in a romantic way with the relationships, or you know, business, or it's just something, maybe building something together, purchasing a home together, not necessarily, you know, that you are in a relationship, but it could be, yeah, whatever it is, or something to do where there is a collaboration of two or three other people, where there is, you know, there is you know, some doubt, some misconception, some like you haven't got all the information yet, or there's just something, because it feels like something is being held off. So it's like, or time has been stretched out is the way they're describing it. So I'm just thinking, where are they going with that? And I've just noticed that I haven't turned my lights on. So one moment, I'll just turn the lights on because it's looking pretty dark in here. So there could be something, I'll just carry on talking because there could be something in that. There things are looking, maybe you're thinking things are looking a little bit bleak with different things that are going on in your life. But actually, it's like just remembering that there are things that are happening in the background, okay? And even though it feels like that, so whatever's going on in your mind at the moment is like what I'm hearing Spirit talk about, and what the, you know, and the other energies that work with me is to just focus on what is actually going on in your head. Why is it popping up, and why are you arguing with yourself at times? Because it's going back to self-love and loving yourself, and realizing and remembering that we are the one that's in charge of ourselves and how we love ourselves. Now, self-love is not necessarily you know, it's not necessarily about pleasure. It's about, you know, there's that too, but I think there's we get it mixed up with, you know, we get it mixed up with pleasure. And, you know, self-love is too about, you know, knowing that we are whole on our own and working towards that if we're not feeling that way. And, you know, making ourselves feel like we don't need anyone there to make us happy, or to make us, you know, feel better within ourselves. Because, and if we're in a relationship, you know, vice versa, that we're not needing them to make us feel happy, and they're not needing us to make them feel whole and happy, and, you know, whatever it is that they're doing. But it's about also, on saying that, it's about like checking in with yourself as well, and getting them to check in with you, you know, with vice versa. So if there is something with your relationship, you know, it's, you know, like a relationship to me shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be work. You know, we shouldn't have to work at it. And that seems to be a topic that's come up for, or part of a topic that's come up for me in the last, you know, well, over the years, but it's come up again in a different way this last month, about self-love. And you know, on where are they going with that? So I kind of feel there may be a similar theme with yous as well, in the sense that, you know, that self-sabotage, you know, that we put in front of us, like we're wanting to say, like for me, for instance, you know, getting back into a bit more discipline with myself with regarding my workouts, because there was a time where everything, my energy was just like blah, blah, blah. and then, you know, and then I did go in this funny little headspace, and, you know, and I get there was a lot, you know, with everybody, there was, you know, it was just about me pulling myself out of that headspace and coming back into that space, but also honoring myself that my body was feeling like it didn't want to move in the way that it normally does. So it was still about getting some form of exercise or movement in my body, whether it be, you know, like on rainy days, something that a movement that I was doing in the house, or movement outside, just going for a gentle walk rather than a gung-ho walk where or a jog or a ride on my bike, you know, with the dogs or something like that. It was just, you know, it's really about taking notice of ourselves. So there's something about that, and you know, and just keeping up with the fluid intake, the water, to hydrate. It's, you know, there are things like that, but there's also things, you know, so we're building this relationship with ourselves, basically, and understanding actually, and accepting, acknowledging, blah blah blah, what's, you know, what is coming up that we need to look at within ourselves. So you may be finding that there are some funny little quirks and things that you've noticed about yourself, so for you to work on. And it could be that, you know, when you're in discussion or talking with people, that you might you know, like fill in the last word, or, you know, the last sentences, or like, you know, what's going, you know, the kind of, well, it's kind of button, it's like, yeah, but you're not really, but it kind of might seem like that to the other person, and they may be agreeing. So, or the other side is that you may be finishing off people's sentences, and, you know, or something like that, as well. So, you know, there's, and even like things like, you know, habits that you have, and where are they going with that? There are things of similar. Okay, they're kind of like diverting the story. So the story, okay. But I mean, I guess you'll know. I'm hoping that you'll know, and I'm gathering that you will know. So I'm using all these different words because I know there's a different group of variety of different knowing and understanding about what I might be talking about in different levels. So it's like there are different, okay, so what Spirit are talking about are like there are different levels of our understanding and our growth. So where you've come from there to where you are now, it's like what Spirit is showing you is that in between. So there are some things that have happened that maybe it's more, you know, okay, where are they going? Coming, you know, like fine-tuning it for you and figure out what it is. Okay, so phew, okay. And it could be to do with, you know, not just all areas of your life. It may be something shining up, and, you know, you might be seeing it, whatever it is that's, you know, that is popping up for you across all areas of your life, and throughout your lifetime. But it's not, and I just want to say too, it's not a bad thing or a negative thing always that Spirit are gonna, you know, bring you. But it's like, if it is something that is like is unsettling you, then it's obviously looking at it. But it could be something that Spirit also are also talking about is like, you know, not only just focusing on that, but focusing on, you know, the things that you do well as well. So they'll bring in something to show you what you do well, even though, and it probably is connected to what it is that your higher self is getting you to look at within you that is maybe needing a tweak. Okay, it's like, you know, there's something about, you know, you might say to somebody, oh, like, pull me up if I do that again. But people, you know, not going to do that if it's like, if you're not acknowledging it. And sometimes when we do acknowledge it, we got to pull ourselves up, or, you know, if it's an annoying thing. But it's also like, let me know when I'm doing it, you know, if there's something that works for you, or works that is that you notice that I'm doing something that is that balances that out, that is, you know, that not so much works for you, but it's like that lifts you in the sense that, and it's not about saying, you know, like that you're going to, you know, it's like a specific effort to do that, because at the end of the day, it's like up to each individual to do that, to uplift ourselves, but using other bits and pieces of moments and time with others who inspire us to help lift us, yes, but it's like, and there's nothing like that, you know, nothing, you know, greater or, you know, amazing that like that can help if that's what it does. So even if this message today, if I've managed to touch one of you, you know, and lifted your spirits in some way or form, or offered some information where you could, you know, just make that epiphany or that click for yourself, to lift your own spirits, it's kind of like, and my job is just to be, you know, share something. Anyway, it may be, I don't know, it may be just a couple of words that I've said that might do that, but it's kind of like making those connections, connecting the dots. So, phew, I kind of feel like I've done this great big spiel anyway. So, but I do know that I have a lot of energies here that, so with channeling as well. So hopefully you can make sense of what I've just said, because I can't remember what I've just said. I just know that I was talking about something. So there may be even that's coming up with some of you. It's like there's more of a, some of you are maybe more opening up to allowing yourself to speak your truth, because I notice I put on this Kyanite today and even got the earrings. So it kind of makes sense while I'm just like, you know, everything is just, you know, coming out. So there are things that are coming out that are within you that you may not know about yourself, or may not actually have realized or accepted within yourself, that, you know, things. Because, okay, what I'm hearing is polishing up. Really, just to wrap this all up, is just polishing up on ourselves. And so we could be of a greater service to ourselves as well as to others. But not do the work for others, because it's, you know, we're just offering whatever it is, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, unconsciously, whichever way you look at it, to share something with someone. Anyway, so going back to my spiel, so welcome to my YouTube channel, Libra. After all that, I just always, I want to say thank you so much for the likes, the shares, the thumbs up, the comments that you send me either on the social media platform or in my inbox. So thank you for those, and also the donations that have come through as well. So super really appreciate all of them, as it helps me to grow my channel, and it just likes to lets me know that that I'm on track with where you know, with what you are receiving as well. So from the messages that come through. So the other thing is, I just want to also and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, then do that now, and or my as well as my Facebook page. So why I'm encouraging that is because I'm going to be moving these videos more only to my YouTube channel, because that's where my focus is to grow this channel. So yeah, please feel free to share the messages out there to everybody, or to those that you think may benefit from these. The other thing is, and because of, as you know, most of you will realize that, you know, there's different content that goes on to different, you know, that runs better on different social media platforms. So, but there are things that are moving in my life as well as there are things that are moving in your life, and growth and changes as well. So it's about reviewing and where it is that I'm going, what I'm drawn to do, where, you know, and where my intuition is, where I'm following my intuition to go towards, as well as, you know, this is what I feel some of that messages is like really super listening to your intuition, and, you know, and channel into it, you know, utilize it, and take some time to still oneself to like utilize those messages that are coming through. So anyway, so yeah, I do encourage subscribing to this channel, and also to the Facebook, as you know, like and following there. I will be, however, you know, because I do the videos, you know, 3 at a time, and of course use on Wednesdays, so I will put them up on my Facebook page with a link on there on saying as well, so you can just click to that link if that's something more of your liking as well, and it will take you to the video on YouTube. So so the other thing is, just remember, these are general reads, the messages that come through, so they may or may not resonate with you. So check out one of your other signs if it doesn't quite resonate with you, but don't fully throw it out, because just keep it in the back of your mind, or just pop it aside and maybe go back to the video, because it could be something more of a forecast with you, which is why you don't understand what's going on or don't quite, connect with it. So if you don't know what your other signs are, there is a link in the description box below that will take you to a website that has a free calculator in there, and it will work it out for you. So this is for Libra, and Libra may be in your chart, and it could be in your sun, moon, rising, and or your Venus sign as well. So I say and or because sometimes we have more than one sign that's on our chart. I know somebody's got Pisces that's in 3, so it's like, in 3 parts areas of their chart. So that's kind of really pretty intense, I would think. So anyway, Libra here, Libra. So I am going to use the Starman Tarot deck today, as well as the Voyager one, which is the new one that I've got, and it's a very different like setup, or similar setup but different way of explaining. So they've taken away, they've shifted the from the older way, original tarot kind, and same sort of meanings, but it's just rewording it in a different way. So it's like because it's for them, it's outdated in that sense. So this is like basically the Voyager ones are intuition cards for the 21st century, as are these and a lot of the others that are coming out nowadays as well. So I'm going to use the start with, actually no, I'm not. I'm going to go, just reminded me that we're going to be using the crystals. So actually I want to talk about Kyanite, because I'm actually wearing that a lot today, and I've just been drawn to it to find the meaning of Kyanite. So I'll see if there's one in here. We'll see what comes up for you actually. So maybe Kyanite is a crystal that may be worth looking into wearing or having around you at the moment. So I'll just go in there and see what comes up. So that's actually not what I was looking for. Okay, blue Kyanite. So opens the throat chakra, encouraging communication and self-expression. It cuts through fears and blockages, helping to speak one's truth. It is very useful for public speakers and performers, and it strengthens the voice and heals the throat and larynx as well. So those, that's very powerful, as are all of the crystals and gemstones. So I'm just going to shuffle one here. And this is from the Crystal Spirits Oracle deck, by the way. So, okay. Where are we going? What have we got for, what have you got for, I was going to say, what have you got for, okay. So I only want one. What have you got? Which is, you're selecting one, because we've already got Kyanites come up, so, okay, that's it. Cool. Oh, chrysocolla or chrysocolla. So that is a really interesting one. So I do have a piece of that somewhere, but it's not quite handy. So I will just see what we got here. Okay. See, chrysocolla or chrysocolla calms, cleanses, and re-energizes all the chakras. It draws out guilt, heals heartache, and increases the capacity to love, improves communication, and opens psychic vision, encourages self-awareness and inner balance. So that's just some of the meaning, the benefits around chrysocolla. So it was first used to describe hang on a moment. No, it's not what I was thinking, where I was going with that. Okay, so I'm hearing and I'm seeing, where have they got this one? As far as healing properties of chrysocolla is, yeah, calms, cleanses, and re-energizes all the chakras, draws out guilt, heals heartache, and increases the capacity to love, improves communication, and opens psychic vision, encourages self-awareness and inner balance as well. Okay, so we go, it's number 6, 16 in the deck. So 6 is, 1 is, for me, is about, there's something new, maybe something, a new beginning with one, with being, with one and all, being one with all, basically. So there may be like a bigger picture feeling coming through for you about yourself and everybody else around you. So it's about, there's a new beginning or a new rebirth in some way or form in the way that you think, but basically being one with self. There's a shift in that sense with you about, on another level for you. But 6 is about, service to humanity in a sense, and in the sense it's like, looking at your humane side within you, and you may have been that may have been a theme, is like, with all that blurb in the beginning there, is about looking about the humane side inside in you, and bringing things together in that way. So there may have been some inhumane things you have been witnessing, either on Facebook or in real life, or around you in your community, or within yourself. It's like there's something that triggers you within. It's like, I've got to do something about this within me. Not saying that you are being inhumane, but it's just like, what can I do, within my, within my energy and my power to assist in some way or form, whether it's be animals, humans, whatever. It's the environment, all sorts of things can be going in there. So relationships with somebody that's around you, I kind of feel like there's a softening because of the learning from that. So anyway, we'll see what comes up with the Starman Tarot deck. I'll just give that a little bit of a shuffle. These cards are like a different shape, size. So okay, go 7 of Pentacles. So there's something here with the 7 of Pentacles that talks about, I am carefully bringing things to life. So there may be something that's in your life at the moment that you're looking around about, what it is that, my next step, because you're in this period of growth, like we all are in different ways, but yours is maybe, it seems to be about, communicating and self-awareness around you, about you. So there's, I kind of feel like it's like for some of you're wanting to step into something different or new financially, or like career-wise or work-wise, or selling something, but it's just like you haven't got all the clues yet, or you haven't, as to where it is that you're fully wanting to go. So, but however, like we talked about in the beginning, there seems to be like you may be feeling a little bit of unrest or uneasiness about this, in a sense, but it's like there is a resting period as well, because you may be feeling like nothing is actually moving. So this is why Spirit like taking this as an opportunity for you to like look at those past parts of you, or those aspects of you that are showing up, and work on them, work through them, but and keeping on moving, because it's all a part of you getting you ready for taking that step. So there may be mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, and soulful things that are needing to be sorted out, in order for you to take, as you're walking through, to take maybe a next bigger step, or blending or bringing in something, or letting go of something that's in your life that's, and whatever. And it may be like an ongoing presence, okay, with you, happening with you throughout this time. So it's just like, going with the flow of it, really. So, but there is something there, with you about, bringing things to life. So at the same time, and in doing that, you will be bringing things to life and heading in the direction where, where you are feeling like you want to move to, or explore, experience as well. So that's, Pentacles is really that's the first card out. So that is obviously your lead card, or somewhere where you are right now and you're looking and contemplating. But I'm also feeling like, you know, there's that movement. Oh, I want to take that one. A movement there. So, you know, that's also about, not just about Pentacles, is, you know, about, you know, the career, financial, material possession side of things. But, you know, it's looking about, you know, because there is obviously, you know, for this card here, it's about, it talks about I'm carefully bringing things to life. So you've obviously put some thought in it. So, you know, there's that thinking process about how we create it, shape it, transform it, and grow it. So it's like you're in that process. They're also talking about the ego. That's where some of this discussion, channeling earlier was talking about. It actually goes back to the ego. You probably would have maybe already picked up on that yourself. And then the next card out that's fallen out, going into this one, is the Chariot. So, okay, which makes sense. So there is, I am confident that with discipline, I will succeed. So there's something maybe about indecision and, you know, about which way you're going to go as well. But in other cards, you know, there's the horse and there's finding that balance as well. But it's like there's that way or that way. So I'm kind of feeling, though, you know, with the Chariot, that's like just keep on going, which is what come up. Just keep on going with doing what you're doing all the other bits and pieces around, and it will come together. So, and you'll know which direction in which you're wanting to go more so. So there are opportunities there, but it's just keeping on until you get to where, obviously, to get to where you get the rest of the clues for is where you're heading to. Okay, cool. So that is the Chariot. And the Chariot, yeah, like I say, like this one is, I am confident with discipline, I will succeed. So that's, you know, on all levels as well. So interesting, beautiful. Oh, that one's sticking out, so I'm going to go with that one. So I have more than enough money. So that is the six of Pentacles. So, which is interesting. So they just want to reiterate to you that, you know, you may be, you know, either needing to go into that space or you are in that space. Is to just remember, you know, that you know, what we put out is what we will receive. And if we're manifesting, you know, financials, you know, financial or career or whatever sort of things. I've lost the word that I was going to use. Well, you financially in whatever way. Okay. Around you. So I'm just listening. So it's like you have more than enough, and it will come. Which goes back to this one here about the discipline side of things as well. So some of you are really disciplined and some of you are not so. So it's just so wherever you are on that, but it's just remembering that there is more than enough, and not going into that that funny little space about it. So, and I get it. So we do require an exchange of energy in monetary wise, usually for pretty much all of us, most of us in some way or form, all of us. So it's like it's you know, this is about what are they talking about? This is part of the planning, you know, side of things. Cool. I think you'll get that. So it's going into that space of not you know, not overthinking that, because you can switch that around. It's like putting up the energy of you know, abundance, that everything is in abundance. And yes, you have more than enough coming. You have more than enough there now as well. And, you know, and you may have had, okay, it's the Six of Pentacles. I just want to pick that up again and show you that. So, because I'm joined to the feet in there with grounding in that area with this. Cool. Anyway, and I'm joined to the shadow in there. So it's like things, the shadow in the back, or the energy there. So it's like, it's not let the shadow side come in and to disrupt your way of thinking. Okay. Cool. Okay, then we have the King of Cups and then the Two of Pentacles. So they come out together. So the King of Cups is, you know, there's the emotional side. There's also the intuitive side there with the King, with the Cups as well. So there's maybe a lot, you know, emotions then of feelings that are coming with it. But this is about tapping into your intuitive and your creative side, about how you can get to where you want to be, you know. So with this financial side, but you know, and just doing something where you feel you're more drawn to, your passion. It also talks about quite strongly about relationships too, is what I'm picking up. And, you know, our relationship with ourselves, as well as our emotional connection with yourself as well as with others. So there's maybe things that are coming up at the moment that and I'm hearing questioning for some of yous, but also, you know, about others, but, you know, and also, or yourself as well. But then the King of Cups, because he's come in, he's just letting you know, even though there's this process that's going here, and they're talking about, you know, this is where, you know, that they're telling you that you are doing that, and it's you know you are, but they're just acknowledging that you've been working through that. But not to go into those spaces, and just be mindful on saying that, is staying in that space. You're, you know, making your decision. It's coming when you get all the information. But, you know, it's the King is about, he's in control of his emotions. So he brings, you know, I bring dependability and harmony. So that's what he's bringing, because he's like more in control of his emotions. He knows who he is, and he's listening to his intuition. He's like bringing out his creative side and utilizing that to bring about harmony and balance, you know, with the emotional side, and the physical side, and the, you know, and all that sort of thing. But there's something about, you know, being creative as well with it, and how he's got to be there. So he's not dwelling on things in the way that he used to, but he's more basically in control of that, which is really super cool. So that's the energy that he brings you. So then comes the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles talks about, I perfect the art of balancing responsibility. So not just in the financial side of things, but it's like, as you're making these decisions, it's like, this is where they're talking about, is getting in touch and getting in, you know, not letting your emotions be the thing that draws you away from something or towards something, but finding that balance in there. It may be a part of it, yes, but it may be that you're needing to find, you know, take responsibility, you know, with balancing that part of it. So there's, you know, with these, there are some changes there. Whatever it is that you're looking to do, it's like making as much as possible the transition into where that you're wanting to go, or do, or have, or be, or give, in this, you know, that it's there's a balance in there. And the transition will be as smooth as possible. There may be a little bit of juggling in between, but it's like it's about bringing something into balance, whether I'm talking about energy as well, so that's that grounding, but also financially as well. It could be your career that you're balancing at the moment, as you're moving into a new career of some sort. It may be, you know, right wing or left wing or whatever it is, but there may be, it's maybe you're caught up in what others, you know, maybe questioning it, but it's and also which is creating questioning within you, but it's about finding that balance as where you're going, setting yourself up beautifully. I do feel like you will do this, and you know, and that, so it's cool. I'm like, I can't stop looking at it. It's very, very super exciting, because look at you gliding away there and finding that balance between and in control of these emotions that are there. So that's cool. So I do have a message from who have we got here? Oh, Archangel Rafael. So I'll just give these a bit of a shuffle before I choose. The card chooses. He chooses a card for you as I shuffle. Yeah, cool. Well, this is a bit of a long video. They have been a bit longer lately because they've wanted to have a little bit of a channel here. So surround yourself in loving energy. So with music, color, people, places, animal, whatever lifts your soul, feels, you know, feeds your soul, lifts your spirits, you know, feeds your spirit, you know, in your energy to keep you on track, or just keep you like in that, you know, lift your energy basically. So it's shifted, so you can shift your energy or thought space and thought forms and that sort of thing. So Archangel, I think this is the collective. Oh no, it's Archangel Michael is also wanting to, you know, bring something out for you as well. And then we'll leave it at that big. So this is quite a long video compared to what I have been putting out lately, but it's kind of, I feel like this is, I guess, an intro back into it, seeing as I didn't get into doing one last week. So, okay, so your power is within you. Stand tall, head up, shoulders back, arms stretched out, smile and look forward, okay? Look forward, look up. Like posture, you've got this, okay? And keeping that energy. So just as I felt this whole energy just like shift and lift up. So anyway, we're going to leave that there with you for this week, Libra. So we leave you with lots of love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement, adventure, and prosperity and abundance, okay? And that comes from myself, not only myself, but my spiritual team, and the amazing and multi-dimensional intergalactic team that of guides that I have as well around me, but also us. I say us because they are around us as we do this as I do this message, and also the amazing energy of Libra. So bye for now. We'll see you next Wednesday.